The judge is going to decide whether he gets to stay in custody. But say he is released, he's going to have to come back in a couple of months. Both sides are going to trade papers about what they think an appropriate sentence would be.
Yes, both sides are going to talk about in documents they're going to submit to the court. They're going to say what an appropriate sentence should be. I suspect Diddy's team is going to say there should be no more jail time, at the very most time served. Prosecutors are going to try and argue for something closer to that maximum. And then there's another part of the process where an outside entity will do a review. This would be a probation department will do a review and make a determination about that and what their recommendation is, and that will be based on many different factors, including other similar cases for a first-time conviction on this type of charge. So there's going to be a lot of looking at the federal guidelines as far as what this sentence would be appropriate. And the judge is really limited in those sentencing guidelines. There's discretion up to that 10 years, but they're going to use those guidelines in order to really pin down what would be appropriate under the circumstances. And just looking at this scene outside of court, Laura, this is what it's been like every day, but it seems to be even more so now. Obviously, a lot of interest in this case. But that sentencing hearing, that is going to be something that truly we will hear on both sides, mitigating and aggravating factors, mitigating from the defense, aggravating from the prosecution. And it's a question mark about what actually the prosecutors are going to be able to talk about, given the acquittal on some of these other charges.
But they're also going to take into account, the judge is going to take into account his behavior while behind bars for the past couple months.
Behavior while behind bars, behavior to the extent that there's going to be a period of time in between, whether or not he follows all of the conditions that are attached. All of that is going to be taken into consideration.
So just to recap here, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been found not guilty on 3 of the most serious charges he was facing in this trial, but he has been found guilty on 2 counts related to transportation to engage in prostitution. Court is now adjourned until 1 p.m. Eastern, when the judge will consider the defense request to release Combs today. That concludes this NBC News special report. We're going to have much more ahead on our streaming network, NBC News Now, and online at NBCNews.com. I'm Laura Jarrett. Thanks for watching.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.